So, yeah. Anyways, Sheba. It's my cat. Can't find the cat. Alright, so we're gonna go to the official test. See what we can do in the official test. I want to go to the colors. Alright, we're gonna go letter. Oh, Fabia's actually basket. I'll go for biking first. Then I'll go for that software tire. Alright, so yeah, I usually skip these. We're just gonna do like 5 laps. Rocket Man, I'm back in business. Oh, yep. Brother Ryan, if I can stuck down.
Bye.
Hindi ko nga alam. Hindi ko alam na pumunta siya dyan. Tamo, di mo siya makikita kasi pag nasa dilim eh. around 900. One 1.19. Di pa siya pinapakain.
Diyan pala siya.
I think I want to try the bike B for the season's test, next season's test. Right, so I have to disband the team. Alright, so we're gonna go to Germany. Hermann. Staples. Mine. Remember the last season where we almost went down here twice? Like 3 times in the first lap. Then we came home, I think, to finish
Good morning from Germany. We are
Fourth?
live at
4th or 5th. But we were... Or when we... Oh, that was season 1, then season 2 we crashed out
There's
while
movement in.
battling with the lead. Battling in the lead. Done with that inside curve and we get good. Let's go and then go for the acceleration button. Why should we take it all? This is a move. Oh, Morbidelli didn't leave me room though. Sorry, bro. Yeah, you didn't leave me space. Bro, I should run my lap. Why? Nandun sa kulungan. Wala pa sa akin. Dito sa akin? Wala.
This free practice session has come to an end. Let's see the graphic showing which riders managed to get the best times in. Let's take a look at the combined standings of the first 3 free practice sessions. We'll remind you that the top 10 riders go into second qualifying.
Saan ba? Dito. Kaya mo sa...
Hello from the Sachsenring circuit in Germany. With Q1 just around the corner, riders are ready to take to the...
Two fastest riders go to Q2, alright. Basic. We just need 24-2. Number 22 going out on track. 2 factory Ducatis are out of Q. See, that is the first that are in Q1. That is the first time it has happened since 2020. So since last season actually. I don't know if it was last season, but it was long ago. The last time a guy from 2 Ducatis, factory Ducatis, are out from having to go to Q1. It's the Pink Warrior, Jake Brown, and Jack Miller. Miller might not struggle if his teammate can go through. Miller struggling qualifying so far, but has been bouncing back in the races in this part of the season so far. But he's way down the road in the championship. He's about, what, 79 points behind his teammate and championship leader Jake Brown. So he has a lot of ground to make up in the second half of the season if he wants to win the championship. Would you like hit the curb? Look, bro, you're dead. Anyways, the ride height device. The Ducati start system is just gonna save me. Here we go. Flying lap in a Ducati. Towards turn 1, and already we are gaining ground on the guy ahead, Miguel Rivera, who's also good. KTM has not been decent this season, but Honda getting carried even more by Marc Marquez and his crew. Marc Marquez with no other Honda in at least for the top 10 this season, other than Paul Espargaro, other than the rest of Hondas. The LCR Hondas, they're not really happy, so that is the past 3 seasons. Honda have been struggling to grip. Marquez not crashing Mugello. He said, well, hold Honda's been struggling to build a bike that is for me, and right now it has not been good for Repsol Honda and for Mark Marquez. That partnership is not going well in these past recent seasons here. With that loyalty for Marquez, he knows that loyalty may be the best policy, but maybe not in these future seasons. Miller across the line, Fernandez goes for a 22-1. What is Jake Brown's benchmark? 21-7 for Remy Gardner. Through the far corner we go. Miguel Oliveira goes across the line for 21 flat. Brown goes for a 20.9. Jack Miller might just be sniffing it. 8 first. First place is his teammate is down. So Jake Brown has gone down. Yellow flags are out, but Brown just went down. He was gonna hit a little bit of grass. Yeah. A 20.9 might just not be enough for that factory Ducati. He's about a tenth quicker than the VR46 as Miller just inches into second place. Marini, big crowd, will have some clear track right behind it, but he has a little bit of dabs on the paintwork. Marini's second sector. Well, that first sector Marini was hard, but it just isn't gonna go for it. The world champion still on top in Q1. Although Miller's second sector is unbelievable. Across the line we go, Morbidelli. Still third, Binder now up to fourth, ahead of Marini. So, Brown will go now. That Ducati. Miller goes across the line, just misses out.
That concludes the first official MotoGP qualifying practice. You can see the two riders who took the last 2 places available for Q2.
So 2 factory Ducatis are in for Q1 and Kyoto.
The first qualifying session has just finished.
Jack Brown and then Jack Miller, both in Q2. As expected. So Brown will go first. Aleix Espargaro, Hecabagna will follow his teammate. So Jack Miller will not be in Q2. We can go time attack here at 20.9. So yeah, I can hear. I'm really up to push anywhere, but anyways, Johan Zarco, Dick might just want to see it, like to be told. Oh, Brown has to concede. There you go, his teammate Francesco Bagnaia. Oh, they're getting that contact. Oh, did you see Brown trying to lift? Oh, it's the final corner here, Brown. actually just too far away. Behind his teammate as we're gonna go across the line. The guy doesn't even need to cut. Towards turn 1. It is Peko Bagnaia. A little bit pressured. Kung ikaw talaga yung nanapulta, hindi. Nagtatago lang talaga yan. Sisiksik lang. Where's Peko Bagnaia? Well, 59.3 for the third sector. There's a massive wide moment in the final sector. For Jake, towards this last corner. He'll go. A 20.8. Jake Brown betters his teammate by about 1/1000th of a second. What a lap from Brown. Is Bagnaia gonna be even better though? What a lap. First sector, Brown's not even up. Bagnaia though is. Peko Bagnaia might just be thinking, well, I think we could salvage the pole. His second sector is only a yellow or an orange, not a red. Only first sector red, but that might just be good enough for Peko Bagnaia. He is still up here by a little bit of a couple hundredths, but his teammates up on that rafters right now. It could well be pole position. If possible, unless Alex Rins ruins the party. Rins makes it a Suzuki pole position. Suzuki first pole. But there's two Ducatis. Remember, these two Ducatis are still quick. Now down towards the final corner now. Glacier Spargo, 3,000 seconds of Peko Bagnaia pits. Jake Brown goes across the lines about 3 tenths off. That last sector was the problem on Jake Brown's lap. He did a little bit of improvement, but not enough to get himself up to pole. Bagnaia. What a gap. Top 4 separated by under a tenth of a second. What you call close. They're damn close. They're damn close. Two teammates. Bagnaia has to go for another lap if he wants to win this race. Brown though. Across the line, he goes up to second place. It's on a 28-8 to 28-7 for the young champ. Is he gonna go for it again? He is gonna look to go for it again. And he's the first sector. Personal best. It's not pole though, not just yet. Oh, he's up. He's really up. On that second sector, Jake Brown, he's thinking. He's thinking now. He's pushing to the limit as he hits the curve. A little bit of a wobble. That might lose him a little bit of more time, but he goes towards 10 and now towards 11. Going towards the exit of 11. It's still, he's up by a tenth of a second. Rins only stays first. Bagnaia not even improving. Alicia Spargo nowhere to be found. Towards the final corner though. Jake Brown, this might be a good lap here. It's going to be a 20.384 for the young world champion. What a lap from Jake Brown. We only have 7:35 left on the clock in this one. 20.3. But that's still a 10 slower than what Quartararo did, and so far Quartararo is slumping. If Quartararo could get a better lap, Pecco Bagnaia. So far, Alicia Spargo, he's not going to get into qualifying. Jake is, and Pecco Bagnaia is up in the first sector, but remember, but it's still, Jake Brown had a terrible first sector. What a lap by the 19. Zarco moves up himself up to the front row. Where is Pecco Bagnaia? So Jake Brown right now is going down towards those main straights. Here comes Alicia Spargo. Spargo, not a personal best, but here comes Bagnaia though. Bagnaia. He's gonna go now towards the final corner. Is this gonna be a good lap for Pecco Bagnaia? What is the time for Pecco? Rins is also up, but Bagnaia pits. We're just gonna wait. There's Marquez, he's going to come to the pits as well. Rins, second and third sectors for Zarco, not well as Binder's going to go across the line. Binder is still in. What about their Bastianini? Is Bastianini going to improve? No, he's not. He's not going to move into the top 4. There is your Jorge Martin, and there's a teammate Zarco coming into the pits. What about Jack Miller? Is Miller going to improve to the first 4 position? No. What about Joan Mir? Is he going to go to the front row? No. What about Rins? The Rins will go across the line. It's going to be no improvement for the young man. No one's improving. Rins though, again, he's up on the first sector. Every single one of them is going to be up in the first sector, but they can't complete it. Guess we're still do some burnouts. Yes. Hold on. Woo. Where's man? Man's gonna go put some on. And it crashed. Alright, my team's gonna go out now. There's even improved. Look at that, 4 minutes and 5 seconds of turn. That was a good stint.
The director offered.
Bro, they can't even do a lap. Oh, man goes quickest. Martin.
Let's take a look at the final results of the second MotoGP qualifying session. That's the end of our broadcast for today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Alright, so Martin's up to third, so that's good. Will Holland Martin was first race. Just 2021.
Good morning from Gavin Emmett at the Sachsenring. We're at one of the most technical tracks in the championship, where tyres are often put to the test. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the MotoGP class race. It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start. The weather is clear and temperatures are far from extreme. However, tyre wear will play a very important factor in today's race. That's why lots of riders have been using medium tyres in the front and rear.
Martin starting on that front row, it scares me. Conditions are 34 degrees, so I'm definitely looking forward to a medium on this one. Or, yeah. Here we go. Oh, Martin, that's off front. He'll be quick. So there's grid. Backcoat is going to be on the soft front again. Will that help him this time around?
Here at the Sachsenring, everything's ready for the off. Riders' focus at its highest. It's crucial not to drop positions off the start on this track.
Here we go then. It is round 10 of this World Championship as we got 5 laps here in the Sachsenring, and we are underway. And once again, showing the prowess, but towards turn 1 already. Who's going to get the better whole shot towards turn 1? It's going to be myself, but Mir's going to look onto the inside, and Mir takes the lead. From myself, there's Rins, then it's Marquez. Martin had a bad start, so does it catch it in the front row, dropping position, but the Suzuki of Mir leads. Someone's down. Whoa, someone's down. Who's that? That's Pecco. That's Miller. Miller goes to the curb, gets down, and it involved a KTM and one of the Mooney VR46s. So, Mir leads, then it's Brown, then it's Rins, then it's Marquez. Brown will slot back in behind that Suzuki as he gets to warm up here, but Mir at the moment in the driver's seat of that race bike. Oh! Wow. So Ducati galore. As Mir down, Mir will go down. Miller went down, so anyways, towards turn 11, here we go. Do we get the slingshot on Mir? Yes, we do, and towards the Saxon curve, Mir goes ahead. Although we're gonna get the better exit compared to Mir. Not left enough room, but Jake Brown takes P1. Although Mir is looking behind him in turn 1. And Brown is very defensive towards turn 1. A tight defensive line Jake Brown is taking. Is Miller gonna go, sorry, is Mir gonna go for a move onto the inside? No, he's not. So we are safe. We're 5/10 of a second ahead of the Suzuki behind us, and that Suzuki might just be a little bit struggling, but this might be better to be in this position than what Martin is right now. But so far, so good. No need for anything right now, not in these tires. So Martin's soft front and Bagnaia is soft front. They're not working so far. The medium front seems to be the way to go, as we're 8/10 of a second ahead of the Suzuki, and we're just going to check out. If we don't make mistakes like that, and which we do. So Martin falls to 5th behind the Repsol Honda. So Joanne May, sorry, I've just made an error twice on the Saxon curve, but towards the Saxon curve now, this time without any flashbacks. Now we're going to go towards the final corner of this racetrack, and we are completed the lap. We're going to go across the line. It's going to be a 1:20.947. We're up by a lot over compared to the competition. This is good. We have been amazing in qualifying, so oh, bro, this is why. Oh, they fixed it. They don't hit the apex right here no more. So in MotoGP 20, they do hit the apex right there. They haven't fixed it. Nothing. MotoGP 19, Moto 3. I think they do the same mistake, but as you can see. But there is also a glitch in MotoGP 19 where you press the replay and then go to photo mode, exit the replay mode, the bike will just stop. So basically I have a DNF system. And I could possibly make that work in a future MotoGP series. As we go now towards the final couple of corners of the lap here in the Saxon ring. We are blitzing the field as we are putting a 1:20.9 again, so we're just chilling. No need to push. 4 laps in. Just not pushing. If Mir starts to push, then I will start to push. But right now, Mir's not pushing, so I'm not pushing. keep this clean. 2 seconds the gap between myself and Matt, so we're just chilling. Matt is not a threat anytime soon. Well, I mean, May's not technically a threat. He is technically a threat, but he could be a threat, but oh, I should see a little wide, little moment in the apex of the corner. But until 1 minute is still behind. We'll see more this play here in this one for Suzuki, if they want to put rings attacking me, or will they put me still in that driver's seat, because I could lose time as well. I'm not in my 20.9s anymore, I'm on my 21s. They have a slight chance, and then once they go to that zone where they could push it to the limit, to that point of that race, if they could push it, then we can have them sealed and dealt with. Rins can do 20.7. That's it. Here might be like, oh, I can push, but for me, I'm just chilling. No need to push. Just hold that gap. The gap's 2.4, 2.3. No need to push that much, because if once I start to push, my dreams of winning this race are done and dusted. So this pushing in this track will be literally so risky. Mid-21 is the pace so far in the first part of this race. The first quarter of this race. First 25% of the race, so 21, yeah, 21 is the pace. Low 21s to high 20s is the pace for me in this Ducati. But so far, it's been exciting to see back in this Ducati once again. It's 21-0. My fastest time here. Fast lap is 20.9, so come on. Chin up, we can still win this race. We're actually winning it, but come on. Don't need to push, come on, chin up, come on, speed up. If I feel a little bit pressured, then yeah, sure. As May actually has pulled... Wait, did it see Suzuki's? Okay, so May has pulled away from his teammate, so that's good to know. So May has pulled away from Rins. Rins has pulled away from Marquez. Marquez is bringing Martin with him, and Martin can have pace later in the race to try and catch up. The Ducatis are really putting in the groove. It's at this point where you're gonna realize everything that you've worked towards. Brown had a little moment there on the curbs, on the exit of the curbs. With Brown still in P1, in full control of the lead. Then it's me in second. again, Jake Brown is on a low 22s. He's about still fastest out of all the top 4 wins. Third, not catching to his teammate. He's also losing time. So man, this is turned into a boring race. Because this thing is turning to a point where Russell Westbrook, where Jake Brown is starting to pull away. Now remember, this also happened in Mugello. What happened in Mugello? Mir catch back. Miller catch back, and then when all things said and done, Jake Brown still won that race. But I don't know about this track. This track is where if you lose so much time, it's really hard to gain back, and if you got a guy behind you, it's really hard to defend. Like what Marc Marquez is doing right now. He's having a really hard time defending from the guy behind him, which is Jorge Martin. Martin is pounding Marc Marquez right now. Really gotta give props to Marquez for being in that situation right now, because it's really hard to defend when you got a faster bike right behind you. Jake Brown moves back down to a 21.202. So really, it's just steady pace. If Mir can catch up, then he can catch up. But right now, it's not. Mir's not in the driver's seat in pace right now, although he's closing. He's about a 10th slower. So he is gaining some time, but he's still losing time to that Ducati right in front of him. Obviously, the Suzukis are better in the corners and their corner speed. The Ducatis are good in high-speed corners and in the straights, most especially as Jake Brown goes to the grass. No see track on the set, because considering that it is grass, you don't really gain time. That's why the FIM decided not to put track comes from those courses where there's so much grass on the surrounding area of the curb. Teammate versus teammate. Mir right now is still gaining time on his teammate Renz, who's actually really, in reality, not in the same race as Joanne Mir right now. Brown went wide towards those sides because of that downhill corner. So it is still a race between Mir and Brown. 21.079. He's still a tenth slower than his best lap time, but he's gained about 2 tenths. 21.2 for Mir in that last round. So he got 6 laps. I think Mir can just close and he can sense a little bit of pace starting to drop off. And remember, when Brown drops off, he really drops off. But he's offline towards these corners, and that might cost him a lot of time. Once Mir knows that Brown's having issues right in front of him, he can just close in. I don't know if he's saving tires, I don't know if Brown's saving tires, or if this is actually the true pace between both of them. Because right now it is still going to be close between Mir and Brown. If this is the true pace, although Brown has just lost about 2 tenths over Mir, he's looking to gain the time back, and he's actually lost about a couple of tenths. He's lost about 5 tenths of a second here in this lap alone, so Jake Brown might just be in a little bit in danger. And now that is his first 21.8, his first high 21 lap of the race at lap 11, at lap 10 with about 6 more laps remaining. So I think he's just cruising now, but he might just does not need to cruise in enough as Bagnaia gets past Marc Marquez. So Bagnaia makes the move stick on Marquez, and now we're not going to focus on Bagnaia. We're going to focus on his teammate, because his teammate right now is having maybe cruising issues. Maybe he's just cruising a little bit too much. Maybe he thinks, well, maybe he thinks he's got a 5-second lead or a 6-second lead, and he's just cruising about, trying to just bring this home, which I think is a good option, but just don't cruise too much. Clearly Brown has some issues with the tires, because he's really wide, especially now towards this downhill corner. At the start of that downhill section, it's really going to come to play here, and he's trying a couple laps about the tires. It is definitely a horse battle for the win. As Brown moves back down to a 21-1 in that last lap. What is Mir responding? He's a 21-3, so Mir nowhere. He's got 4 laps to gain at least 2.5 seconds on Brown, and Brown's just, maybe now he knows. He sees the gap, he sees it on television set. Every time there is a television somewhere in the grandstand, or maybe just his pitbull, because his pitbull doesn't say anything about push it now, or you're cruising too much. Maybe Jake Brown senses now that he's pushing, that he needs to push. Last time Brown won Sachsenring was last season. So it was, yeah, it was last season. This could be a second win in a row in the ring for Jake Brown, and his first win in the ring with Ducati. As you can clearly see, there is something in the wings for Jake Brown as he's pushing to his limit. You can see clearly that front tire starting to lose its grip. Maybe Brown is sensing some issues with the tires. So final 3 laps, no flashbacks now. Till the end of the race. 3.2 second gap as Jake Brown puts in a fastest lap of the race. A 3.2 second gap. Now as a 21 flat for Mir. Mir is now cruising, he's pushing, because this is not a lap where he really is pushing. So it is a sense of when you're gonna push, because this race is all about pushing limits, but at the same time testing your strategy. It will test everything. Because once this test breaks you, it will break you good, and it will kill your chances of even finishing the race. You got 3 laps remaining in the Sachsenring of the German Grand Prix. As it stands, Jake Brown will have a massive lead once again in the championship, as he goes for another defense for his championship. But again, Brown, he can feel something is wrong. Clearly something, he's shaking of his head. There is some shaking of his head. Maybe he's sensing, yep, this is clearly not what I need. A 21-2 though for Jake Brown, still a 10th quicker with 2 laps to go. Sorry, that is just broken, so the game just broke this. But anyways, 2 laps to go. What could possibly be an amazing race here in the Sachsenring. if May is closing, well, he's not closing, but May lost about 2 seconds. He's lost about a couple of times. Couldn't adjust to it, but now he's pushing. Brown is sensing. Well, this is going to be an easy win for the world champion. Last lap will come upon us. You see now that he left over the brake pedal because of last lap then of the Grand Prix here in Germany. It's gonna be a fourth successive win. I'm sorry. It's a fourth successive win in the last 5 races for Jake Brown. It's an utter dominant victory for the reigning world champion, and as he continues his defense on his title. Someone's gone down. I don't know who's gone down, but we're gonna look at that in the final lap. But Jake Brown, oh, he's gone wide. Sorry. As he looks to extend his lead of championship, and by a lot, not just by 25 points. I've got so many flashbacks in the final lap while trying to do this final lap message. It's an utter win for one of the greatest riders of this generation. Well, he is gonna extend the championship. He did win in the first 4 or 5 rounds of this championship, and then 5 races later, he wins 4 out of the last 5. He's gonna go through the final corner, and he will take win number 4 of the last 5. Jake Brown wins the German Grand Prix as we crash right there.
This weekend comes to a close with the end of the MotoGP race. Let's have a look at the race results, and then we'll see you in a moment for the podium ceremony.
What a last lap. All right, let's just take you to a lap around this circuit. Here we go. I'll take you to a silent lap around the Grand Prix of Germany. As you can see how much the lead was built We gotta go to that last lap, bro. Almost we're low to the ground. Look at this, just we're seeing track limits there every single time. Bro, look at that, man. That was just a good final couple laps. Wait, did I see track limits there? Did I see track limits? Here we go. Yeah. Clearly. Oh, stop right there. Well, at number 22 will be in my life forever.
The riders are enjoying their lap of honour, soaking up the crowd's applause. Let's take the opportunity to have a look at the MotoGP final classification together.
Did you see that? That was nice. Alright, anyways, Jack Miller was the one that crashed in lap 1, by the way, so.
A long race weekend comes to a close with the end of the MotoGP race. Let's have a look at the race results, and then we'll see you in a moment for the podium ceremony.
That was nice, I'm not gonna lie. So, look at standings, we're 35 points out of Quartararo now. Quartararo lost a lot of points, lost 14 points, so only finished 5th, but yeah, bro. Teams, we are dominating again, but Suzuki is closing. And then constructors, Yamaha extended loses points to Ducati.
We're back in Parc Fermé with the winner who blessed us with a perfect race today. In addition to the victory, this young man also scored 25 points, which is very important for the World Championship. We're back live from the circuit for the podium ceremony. These three guys put in a truly outstanding race, and they really deserve all the acclaim the crowd is giving them from the stands.
Yeah, bro, Mick could have won this race. And Team Suzuki. As we celebrate with champagne and many more. Yes, yes, we won. We finished first. Eikichi Danma. Let's go. Let's go, Ducati. You guys love me. Sorry, we lost one because of Razin. No way, Ikuchi Danma won. He did. Whoa. Yo. Wow. Okay, Ikichi. Okay. That is a glitch. Do I want to hire new drivers? Bro, we got 2 victories. I don't know what was the last victory, but alright, if my game crashes, it's because of that, alright? I think it was Harath. No, that's where they lost. Mandalika? No. Termas. No. Austin. So, Enkichi Danma. So, as it stands, Danma is 6th place in the standings, 47 points behind. So, he's not far away in the championship. But then the teams, we are 3rd. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. So, I'm not. So, Enkichi Danma has got about. He's got about 6% of the team's points, so Tomoto Kage is 102 points behind. But Iger is pulling away, and he's not that far away actually from 2nd place, so it's been a good day. Might change both of their numbers. Give me a minute. I need to edit. Number. I think that's good for Danma. But Tomoto Kage definitely needs to change the number. So I'm giving him the 17. This 17, and then the helmet. I'm giving him the Zako helmet. Also ATL. There we go. There we go. They look presentable now. And then for this guy, I'll give him the AU, and then the number should be flipped to number 11. Alright, there we go. How's that ATL? How's that ATL? Do I want the... yeah, bro. Please, his ball better. Bro, we're going stealth mode. Oh, Ikichi Dynamo, I forgot about that. Sorry, forgot about your number. Use this one instead. I think I want it black. The suit, the main color. Yeah, bro. We'll go full stealth mode. Bro, look at this. Alright. Bro, look at... Alright, this is a cool livery. considering we have the Oakley sponsorship. So yeah, that's gonna do it. We'll see you in the next episode. And just goodbye, take care, enjoy the rest of your day. Enrique Dalma taking his second win of the season. So these two Red Bull rookies are gonna be amazing. So that's good. We'll see you in the next episode. It's goodbye and take care and enjoy the rest of your day.